sometimes people from marginalized groups treat themselves with shame, like they feel shame towards themselves, but there's also this external aspect of shame that's kind of impressed upon them. Implementing IFS into the work that I want to do as a nonprofit organization, starting a nonprofit organization, can really, I believe, be beneficial for members of the community, and not just breaking cycles and breaking patterns, but teaching them how to love themselves, and hopefully breaking some of those generational cycles as well.
The impact of my selection for this fellowship would be more men and male youth of color. Through collaboration with IFS, healthy and whole, engaged as change makers and champions in gallant and collective efforts to dismantle patriarchy, racism, and other systems of oppression. And we know that these systems are not actually broken. They are working exactly as they've been designed for the benefit of those who profit from suffering, sorrow, who don't have to apply for grant funding every year, who like these systems exactly the way they are. As we continue to face down these challenges and the fallout of a global pandemic, political polarization, misinformation, and disinformation campaigns, we need people, all hands on deck, including BIPOC men, engaged in the struggle like never before.
When I first started teaching healthy relationships, I would hand out evaluations. I remember on one of them, a person wrote that they were going to leave their abusive husband because of what they'd learned in class that day. And I remember the impact that had on me, but it really was just me seeing how important this work is. That I know is a level of impact that I'm going to make on this community. And I think with an IFS fellowship, I will do it smarter, and I will likely get there faster.
In the open and affirming seminary in which I teach, our fastest growing number of students identify as spiritual but not religious, as well as our QD BIPOC students. And their vocational aspirations are not to be clergy necessarily, but many are seeking to be chaplains in multi-religious or secular contexts. And so it's my estimation that IFS would be such a powerful resource for them to draw on in their own personal healing journeys, but also in their vocational work as a chaplain that can help them to show up to others and be present in ways that are restorative.
I use graphic tees as a vehicle to have inspirational conversations. It usually leads to conversations about mental health. Today's t-shirt says, "Love yourself today," which would be a whole topic in and of itself. But I could use it as a conversation to introduce people to IFS. I am a transparent and visual link between faith and therapy, and it is important to destigmatize mental health in my community because that stigma keeps people in bondage.
There's all kinds of folks who are activists and organizers, and they focus a lot on the external world and things that they want to be able to control and they cannot yet control. And I think the impact of a tool like this is working with your inner world and then seeing the synchronicity out there in the other world. It is a little bit more engaged in traditional therapy models, allowing you to choose and accept and identify and not villainize any part of you. I feel like I can draw a line between IFS, abolition, IFS, Afrofuturism. That triangle I think will be really important for folks working in marginalized communities, especially marginalized communities of Black people.